Hi, it's Chris, and welcome to the Colecovision High Score Throwdown. This episode, we're looking at Tutankham from 1984. Tutankham was developed by Konami and released in the US arcades by Stern in 1982. In the arcades, Tutankham was one of the original twin control stick shooters. You play as Archie as you explore King Tut's tomb in search of lost treasure. Tutankham is unique in that Archie can only fire left and right, but can move in all four directions. He also has a flash bomb that clears the screen of all enemies. Secret passages allow Archie to warp from one side of the map to the other. Enemies spawn from generators as they attempt to overwhelm Archie on his way to the treasure. Archie must find hidden keys in the tombs to unlock the treasure. Can you complete all four tombs? Tutankham on the Colecovision is an excellent arcade port by Parker Brothers. Parker Brothers would consistently release good arcade ports for the Colecovision. The joystick controls Archie's movement. The left fire button fires left, while the right fire button fires right. Press both fire buttons for the flash bomb. The keypad has no function in the game. When the timer reaches 0, Archie's gun will run out of ammo, and he won't be able to fire anymore. Skill level 1 has the player starting with 8 Archies. Skill level 2 begins with 5 Archies, and skill level 3 starts with 3 Archies. All 4 levels from the arcade are present, and they build in difficulty up till level 16. Starting with levels 5, 9, and 13, more locks are introduced to each level to open the doors to reach the end. Only one bonus life is awarded at 30,000 points, and not after. An additional flash bomb is awarded after the completion of each level. For the Colecovision High Score Throwdown ending the week of August 22nd, skill level 2 is being played. So what do we think of Tutankham by Parker Brothers? This is a solid arcade port by Parker Brothers. Parker Brothers would be responsible for many quality arcade ports, and this is no exception. Archie is rendered as a multicolored sprite, and the sprite changes when you pick up a key. A feather will appear in Archie's cap when he picks a key up. Enemies move at a good clip, and so does Archie. Archie's control is a little slippery in all 4 directions. I feel that this is intentional. Archie doesn't stop moving in a direction until he hits a wall, so that will stop you. That slipperiness is present with the Super Action controller as well. Firing isn't as intuitive with a SAT controller since you use the top 2 buttons instead of just left and right fire buttons. Tutankham does show a limitation of the Colecovision that can be exploited by the player. Only 4 enemy sprites will be on screen at a time. If Archie gets ahead of the 4 sprites, none will spawn ahead of him. If you pay attention to where the enemies are, you can use this limitation to navigate the map slightly easier. Because of the sprite limitation, sometimes I think that if you run through the map without engaging monsters or getting bonus treasures, you can have a slight advantage. As you go further into the game, this does get much harder to maintain and do. Another Colecovision limitation on full display is the lack of smooth scrolling. The level chunks along as you move through it. Even with these limitations, Tutankham is a great arcade shooter. The balance of risk versus reward is tweaked nicely as the player needs to decide what is most important. Picking up all the treasure along the way, or pushing through as fast as possible for a bigger end-of-level bonus. Tutankham isn't as common as this week's other dungeon-based arcade game Venture, but it moves at a faster pace and is a fun ride along the way. Tutankham gets a solid B. So grab your copy, turn on your Colecovision Phoenix or even an emulator, and go on a treasure hunt. Until next time, game on!